Chapter 5, The First Ones Outside. No one noticed the fence at first. It had always been there, steel bars sunk deep into concrete, a boundary people trusted without thinking. Parents leaned against it while their kids pointed at animals. Joggers stretched beside it. Couples smoked there late at night, laughing too loudly, believing nothing wild could ever cross that line. Tonight, one section bowed outward, not shattered, not torn apart, just bent. 19:41 a.m., Riverside Path. Evan Morales had taken the late shift delivery because rent didn't care how tired you were. He pedaled his bike along the Riverside Path, an insulated bag bouncing against his back, earbuds in low enough to hear the traffic. The app chirped directions. 5 more minutes and it was easy money. He smelled it before he saw anything. Not trash and not sewage, but animal. He slowed, frowning, and pulled one earbud free. The path ahead was darker than it should have been. One of the lights was out, leaving a pocket of shadow near the fence line. Evan coasted closer, squinting. Something moved, low, heavy, and it looks fluid. He smiled reflexively. Man, someone's dog, get away, you damn dog. The sound that followed wasn't a bark, it was a chuff. Deep, controlled, and close. Evan's breath caught in his throat. A striped shape slid forward out of the dark, orange and black, breaking into the dim light as if it had always belonged there. The tiger didn't rush, it didn't roar, it stepped onto the path. Evan backed up once. Twice. His bike clipped the curb and tipped. The tiger lunged at him. There was no scream, just a sharp, startled sound, cut short as Evan disappeared into the grass beside the path. The delivery bag split open, cartons spilling, steam rising uselessly into the night. The tiger dragged him away from the light. The fence behind it stood open, silent and accusing. 19:47 a.m. Apartment block, zoo perimeter. Maya Lynn was halfway through brushing her teeth when she heard it, a crash, metal against brick. She froze, toothpaste foaming uselessly in her mouth. Another crash this time of night, she thought. Her window rattled. She leaned toward the glass and peered down 5 stories to the service road below. Something huge moved between parked cars, knocking one hard enough to set off an alarm. The sound that came next wasn't anger. It was confusion. A bear rose on its hind legs, sniffing the air, fur silvered by streetlight. It slapped a side mirror, startled by its own reflection, then dropped back down with a huff. Maya stepped back from the window, her heart hammering. "What the hell?" she whispered. Someone yelled from a neighboring building. Phones appeared in windows. The bear ambled toward a cluster of dumpsters, prying one open with terrifying ease. It tore into bags, scattering trash across the pavement. A man ran out of the building below, waving his arms. Hey, hey, go on, the bear swung. It wasn't fast, it wasn't angry, it was strong. The man hit the ground and didn't get back up. Maya's toothbrush clattered into the sink. She reached for her phone with shaking hands. 19:52 a.m. A street-level bar, 2 blocks east. The bar was loud enough that no one heard the first roar. They noticed the second. Conversation stalled. Glasses paused halfway to mouths. Someone laughed nervously. "Is that?" The third roar rolled down the street like thunder trapped between buildings. People spilled out onto the sidewalk, phones raised, excitement buzzing. Someone shouted, "Yo, is this a promo or something?" Then the lion came around the corner. Its mane was darker than most people expected, heavy and real and moving with each step. It stood under the streetlight and roared again, full-chested, dominant, a sound that vibrated in bone. The crowd scattered. Too late. A woman tripped on the curb. Someone reached for her. The lion charged, not at random, but at motion, at panic, at the running shapes that made sense to its instincts. One body went down, then another. The rest fled screaming, some dropping phones, others still filming as they ran. The lion dragged its kill back toward the shadow, tail flicking once in irritation as sirens began to wail in the distance. 20:03 a.m. Emergency dispatch. Calls stacked faster than they could be answered. "There's a bear. A tiger just. People are hurt. This isn't a joke." Dispatchers exchanged looks. Supervisors were called. Zoo security lines rang unanswered. Police units were redirected, then overwhelmed. No one had a protocol for this. Not really. 20:07 a.m. Claire and Liam. Claire heard the sirens long before she saw the lights. They were outside the main service buildings now, moving along a maintenance path that led toward an employee gate. The air felt different here, less enclosed, more exposed. It was worse. "The feeling is that there is no hiding place." Liam squeezed her hand. "Mom, why are there so many?" She didn't answer right away, because she knew. Because she could hear the city waking up to the same nightmare she'd already been living. Somewhere beyond the trees, something roared. Claire stopped walking. "No running," she whispered. "If we hear anything close, we hide. Understand?" He nodded, his eyes wide, too serious for his age. They moved again. Behind them, the zoo loomed, dark, broken, and no longer holding what it was built to contain. 20:15 a.m. Subway entrance closed for maintenance. A pair of transit workers smoked near the taped-off stairs, grumbling about overtime. One of them noticed the smell first. "Did you just fart, man?" one asks the other. The other one saw movement at the edge of the light. A lioness slipped out from between two buildings, ears twitching, eyes locked on them. She paused, assessing. One worker dropped his cigarette. The lioness pounced. 20:22 a.m. News helicopter feed unconfirmed, cameras caught shapes moving where they shouldn't. A striped body crossing a park path, a massive form overturning a car, crowds running without knowing why. Anchors used words like incident and containment. No one said escaped yet, but the city was already screaming it. Claire reached the outer gate just as floodlights snapped on across the perimeter. The gate was open. Beyond it, streets, buildings, people. And somewhere out there, predators follow instinct into a world that had forgotten how fragile its walls really were. She pulled Liam close. "We're going home," she said, even though she didn't know if home still meant safe. Behind them, another roar echoed into the city, and New York answered with sirens.